which are not
How
odds
about
that you're
that
playing
Super
with.
Bowl, huh?
Football happened. Did you hear
Yeah.
that? Did you hear that? Um, Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time.
You know,
Of all other athletes in every other sport that history has ever uh, bore witness to, he is the greatest athlete.
what dumbass said this?
It was an article that popped up on the Atlantic, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it was like, of all the goats, is he the goat of goats? And it's just like,
I
you fucking children. Like,
so
you got people to rage click. Good job. You did
there
it.
might be there legitimately might be some Americans who don't like what I'm about to say. So get ready. I don't think the greatest athlete is allowed to come from a sport that is really only played in one country.
Uh, Let me double down on that. As a fan of football that likes playing the game and enjoys the mechanics of it, any game that has athleticism that is broken up into constant breaks to edit the game plan and then re-execute back and forth through a strategic play is not going to be the greatest athlete of all greatest of all time athletes. Like,
Like
you can call someone the greatest at the thing they do without saying it domineers over a billion other infinitely more athletic things.
like if you want to break down the greatest athlete, like there's a couple criteria we could go for. You could easily make the fucking statement that it might have to be a soccer player, right? Like because of its wideness and it includes nearly every country in the world. Or you could say like the only people who are even allowed to enter into that conversation are like gold medalists in the Olympics that claimed golds in multiple different sports
I
or
mean,
events.
yeah, you can go. There's a couple places to go like that, but personally, I think to me it's like a sustained singular individual's like athleticism that persists over an extended period of time is what should be considered. Like, um, if you're gonna like things that are like people that are triathlon fucking participants, right?
That's tough shit.
Yeah. Like fuck a thing where you do the thing for a bit and then you stop and then you come back in and you do it really good. Like the things that last a long time that require high amounts of control and fucking like mental conditioning as well. Not to say that like all these other sports don't require that, but to make that kind of statement, at the bare minimum, you want to introduce a sustained period of athleticism as your your basic consideration point for who would be greater than all the greats, as it were.
Hmm.
Right?
So
Um,
like,
that's not athleticism. That's conditioning. Conditioning is a part of it, no, but like the period of time that you have to execute matters here. It's not just
so
conditioning if you're talking about shorter and shorter periods of time that you have to put that athleticism on display, right?
right
At the
now,
end of the
I'm
game
personal.
or sustained activity, how much
Mhm.
cumulative time was spent being athletic? That is a
I
part of it.
think I think that's a viable path. I don't know if it's my favorite.
Weightlifting is short
It
and explosive, so it's not like everything is
Yeah.
about time. Time is one metric, of course, but it should be a part of the discussion.
Uh, like so, a lot of people I'm seeing a lot of Bo Jackson's. I'm not actually familiar with Bo Jackson at all, but apparently he was like doing all sorts of shit for like decades.
Hmm.
The one that I do know about is Mario Lemieux, who is from my old shitty neck of the woods, Villemard. Is a hockey player. He's Super Mario.
Hmm.
Uh, was the patron sponsor of the Delalo's Burger Joint.
Hmm.
Um, but like I think the argument for a person of this type is summed up by the wiki page's breakdown. It goes early career, which is 84 to 88.
Hmm.
Then 88 to 92 is like a ton of points. Then 92 to 97 is cancer, return, retirement,
Mm-hmm.
97 to 2000 post retirement, and then 2000 to 2006 is out of retirement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the dude got cancer
Yeah.
and quit and then came back
And
in
then came
like
back.
his almost 50s
Mm-hmm.
and was still one of the best hockey players.
And that is again a particularly enduring sport when brought into the equation. I personally, um, I would throw my hat. I would throw a hat into the ring with this discussion.
What?
I would throw. I would say,
I
no,
don't
not
think you
me.
meant.
No, not me. Not my hat. I would throw a hat into the ring. I yeah, Woolie Madden, the greatest athlete of all the greatest
Well, it's
athletes
right in the name
of
right
all
there.
time. You know, I'll have you know that football trophy I got for that year, where I got it was one of the
It
greatest I've
was
ever
the
gotten.
I'm secretly John Madden, Woolie Madden
Yeah, I wonder what
award.
happened to them. I had like two or three. I don't know where they went, but
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask what happened to John Madden and was he fucking died.
no,
That's what
time,
happened.
age, and fear of flying happened to John Madden.
If you're flying, really?
Yeah, he takes his giant Madden bus everywhere because he doesn't want to fly.
Oh well, I mean,
Yeah.
oh okay.
So anyway, um,
Flying's scary. I get
yeah,
that.
yeah. I have a feeling about. I have a suggestion, and there's a lot of big name, huge celebrity athletes that are being listed here, and none of them are like wrong suggestions. Like you can throw out your
Hmm.
your Mike Tysons and your Serena Williams and your there's crazy examples out there, right?
Hmm.
For me, I'm gonna go with Alex Honnold, the fucking guy that free soloed El Capitan, the mountain climber that climbed the side of a literal death drop mountain with nothing but his body and just did it.
See,
And
that's cool.
it like I don't know that any other human is gonna accomplish that while we're still alive.
John Madden's still alive? No shit. Huh.
Insane. That fucking yeah. Free soloing as an activity is already the most bullshit, insane nonsense ever. And when it comes to just everything you need to be to execute that, the amount of practice, the amount of understanding of like keeping your entire body, keeping yourself alive through balancing off of your thumb and a pinky finger, and then sometimes jumping and hoping that like the tips of your fingers land in a crevice so that you don't fucking die is just the most
Yeah.
insane shit ever. I also feel it's incredibly stupid.
I think that
But
Ultimate Warrior Ninja
I'm gonna
should.
go
Oh
that.
no, wait.
I'm gonna go free
I
solo.
can't.
I'm gonna go fucking
I
the El Capitan guy. That's
damn it.
my goat of goats.
You ever start saying something and then you immediately realize it's the same said thing you've said 100 times, the minor variation? I was about to say, man, this free climbing shit makes me think about Ultimate Warrior Ninja and how it's for pussies and how that shit should be on the side of the mountain. And if you fall, you die. And I'm like, oh, check your bingo card
There you go.
of Pat starts talking about blood sports.
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm also actually describing a blood sport, except I'm
Yeah, you
doing
are
it for
describing a
real.
real blood sport. Yeah.
I'm like with all considerations taken into account. This
Yeah.
is someone who's doing an activity, a sport, a fucking a physical thing that if they fail, they die. The penalty of failing is death here. So
All right.
this is the closest to what you're looking for.
I
No one's
have
forcing them to do it, but they do it anyway.
I
It's
have
actually a blood
uh,
sport.
I have two hats to throw in the ring on the greatest athletes. All right. Hat number 1, any random Australian.
Okay.
Just any of them.
Implying the entire life is a sport then.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was Paladin Amber. Are you familiar with her? She's funny. She put up a video, one of those things like tell people you're from Australia without actually saying it. and it was like the biggest fucking spider I've ever seen crawling on her car, and then like some kind of asshole bird killed it and ran away with it.
Oh yeah,
And it's like, man,
yeah.
that's fucked.
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the bird killed the spider. That made me excited. But shit.
In
And
another
number two.
and somewhere else, not too far from that area, is the exact same scenario, except a spider lands on the bird.
Yes,
and takes the bird out.
Yeah, that's correct. Depends who sees the other first. It's like Call of Duty. And the second greatest athlete in the world is, of course, me, because I capitulated to my stupid dog's whims and picked him up and put him on the bed this morning. And fuck, he is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a heavy dog.
Mm-hmm. You should be on that list.
I should.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, gamers are athletes too, right?
Totally. Absolutely.
Because esports. Oh man, oh man. I want to see like greatest athletes of all time, and it's like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and Bo Jackson and Jim Thorpe and Wayne Gretzky and all these fucking people. And at the end, it's like fucking Fruit Seller from the Brood War circuit, or Faker, or some shit like that. And everybody lose their mind. Everybody go nuts.
So the problem is that, like, as inherently like ridiculous as that goes, we immediately come to a place where someone writing an article for a website will realize that would be a wonderful way to get people to rage click, and they will put that big banner up with all those athletes and Olympians, and then just put Faker on the side, as you said, and have that like be up front and just get people to show up and do what they do, because you made your pay. You figured it out.
I will say there
easy.
is a metric where you could talk about greatest athlete, in which I definitely, for real, not joking around, believe you could put like a e-athlete or e-sportsman in. And the metric is the athlete in a mature sport that is so dominant in their era that they literally ruin the sport. So, like, there was a point where, like, I remember if Michael Jordan was not playing in a game, like, people wouldn't bother watching. Like,
okay,
he was so dominant.
So that's
like Muhammad Ali had a streak in which he just couldn't lose.
Okay, those are different. I hear what you're saying. Although, like, the people not watching is the business side of it. Like, if we're talking about like bending the rules, like, or they have to change the rules of play, then like, yes, there's some people where you can look and go like, yeah, this person played in such a way that they had to change what was allowed and what was not allowed because of how dominant they were.
I don't necessarily mean like requiring the rules to be changed, but like, did you ever watch golf?
Not really, but I do know that Nicholas and
some of those old guys, Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did not watch golf. However, my dad watches golf, and when Tiger Woods showed up, Tiger Woods fucking ruined golf, because there was no fucking, like, one of the actual interesting things when you watch golf is that like one really fucked up shot can like tank your position from like the first to like -10, because it's like 10 people tied for second place, right? That doesn't work when the guy in front is in front by like 14 fucking strokes. And like, you're watching a 3-day tournament for second place. Like,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
like it sucked.
Like, there is something to be said about insane black parent that decides that their child will be the robot that dominates this particular corner of the world. Be it tennis, golf, or pop music. There's something about that regimen, and in many cases abuse, that just results in like results in results.
There's God, what was it? Do you remember Epic Rap Battles of History? Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a line in the fucking Michael Jackson versus Elvis that always like sticks with me, which is talking to Michael Jackson, which is your daddy beat gold records out of you like it was alchemy. Which oh, you don't remember that line?
That's yeah. Wow. Uh huh. Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
like, man, that's totally what happened.
Mm. Hmm. I'm reminded of the statistic about um soldiers who were trained to who learned how to shoot through hunger, where if you land the bullseye you get food, and if you don't
Mm-hmm.
then you don't, and how quickly that results in sharpshooters of all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, when the stakes
Hey,
are everything.
audio listeners at home, just imagine I'll use some audio. Actually, no, I won't use some audio. I'm reaching behind myself and pulling up a bag of doggy treats. Why? Because hunger is a strong motivator and it acts as mind control. Given enough hunger, I have a fat dog. Therefore, having this thing of treats next to me means I have actual mind control powers over that dog.
Right. But it's like it's even a step further than mind control though, because it's like cause to not just do whatever they say, but like do things that you otherwise wouldn't be motivated to do, accomplish things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to accomplish on your own motivations, or probably likely
Mm-hmm.
not, you know. Every facet of your being is, requires survival based on accomplishing this thing. So anyway, yeah, so Super Bowl though, right? Yeah, totally. Anyway, that did happen.
Apparently, it was terrible.
uh I heard people talking about the commercials. I heard they were pretty bad. I saw a clip of a Samuel L. Jackson talking to gamers moment, and I was like, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
that was. Oh, I felt gamer represented by that Verizon commercial.
Gamer represented. That's good.
I literally
That's
clicked
important.
on that commercial, scrolled down one tweet, and saw don't hey everybody, don't forget that New York City had to fucking sue Verizon for like 6 years because they wouldn't actually install any of the internet they said they would.
Well, I mean, the commercial was for 5G, and it was just saying
Yeah.
stop complaining about your connection with your bad results when your gameplay. Use this better wireless, and it's like, hey assholes, how about you fucking tell people to plug it in? Like
Well, it's
stop
your
telling them
phone,
that
so they'll
no, it's
never do it, and I don't think you can.
no, obviously not. But
I
it's
don't
like
know how to
it was
plug your phone
really
in.
it was rather frustrating to see the solution to your problems is better wireless here. Like fucking assholes. Anyway,
Maybe when we get to 6G, we can just ignore this whole shit. It's a whole thing.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be where it needs to until it looks like force lightning is being cast from your modem
I do
to
like
your
that.
device. Like until you're seeing the line between your console and your router is a force lightning beam of information being streamed in, then there's no way we can trust it.